He's not real.
Guys, welcome to the Inner Circle. My name's Brandon Wright.
I'm Lawrence Algie.
Tavion Bonner.
It's us. Woo! Ben.
And we went to see Us.
From the visionary director Jordan Peele. Us.
They sure like to promote that with any Bloomfield or Universal worked. Like from the producers of Get Out.
Yeah.
Us. And sometimes it'll be like the most trashy horror film, but because they help produce alongside Jordan Peele, they like to use
Blumhouse, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Blumhouse. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they are. They make terrible movies.
Not all of their
They
movies
make
are
they made Whiplash, a few good ones, and then a bunch of terrible movies. And I haven't seen Get Out.
But this is
'Cause I'm
not.
racist.
This is not a bad movie. It is a phenomenal movie. It's one that I feel like more film.
What?
It's.
We have evidence of this now.
Can we? Okay. Okay.
This guy's my friend, okay? So is he.
Maybe.
Alright.
He's not racist. He's got two black friends.
One.
One.
One black friend.
Anyway,
He can't have more than one.
1.5.
what do you guys think of us? What do you guys think of us?
Speaking of two black people, us. Let's talk about two black people. Okay, so the concept is unique. It's us. It's you have doubles of yourself.
Yeah.
They have slight differences because of we can't spoil them, but it's a thing. And
That's
so
all in
that
trailers,
is
yeah.
that is the interesting premise. From the trailer, I knew that I was going to enjoy it because from the interviews and all that, I knew it was going to be a less straightforward Jordan Peele follow-up because Get Out was very
A lot of social commentary.
not a pure horror film, more of a suspenseful thriller.
Yeah.
Where this one was going the more traditional
This is
route.
straight up like killer, chasing
Mhm.
people, all that kind of stuff. More so than I thought. And that was the part of the movie that lost me a little bit. Was when it just delved into just the killings and everything like that.
I am both pleased to say, while some people probably do not like this approach, that Jordan Peele decided to go with the horror comedy route again.
Yeah. It works for him. He does it so well.
Yeah, and I don't
There's
feel
so
like any
many
other
great
director
jokes.
could do it.
There's so many other like great jokes in this movie that could have just fallen flat, but they did not.
Mhm.
They didn't. I was laughing quite a bit in the movie. Which,
What did we think about the casting?
oh my god, Lupita Nyong'o. Oh
Huh?
my god. Oh my Lupita Nyong'o. Oh my god.
She was
That
amazing.
that was one of the best performances I've seen in years.
It's so great, she won't get nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like Toni Collette from Hereditary. You ever seen it? No, you haven't? Okay, that's fine.
Or or the main actress from Hereditary. Have you seen Hereditary?
I have. You really fucked me up. Oh wait, I just said.
Is that not what I just said?
I didn't hear it,
I literally just said that.
but I couldn't hear you because you
I
were
had no
talking
idea
so
what you said.
fast.
Okay. So yeah, just like her. She was fantastic.
But I said it first.
The first scene, I'm eating goldfish now. The first scene where her doppelganger shows up, like, there were some people in my theater that were like laughing at it, which I can understand because it's really silly. It reminds me of like
And
an
her
M. Night
voice.
Shyamalan movie. Yeah, but I just think it's so perfect. It's so like like that whole scene where they first show up. It's not like a 3-minute scene and then some slashing and stuff. No, they don't do any jump cuts through time. They play the entire scene out of where the family ends up and how the confrontation takes place, and I was just hooked the entire time.
Yeah.
That was like by far the best part of the movie.
It's super suspenseful, even though I did feel like I knew that no one in the family was going to die until maybe the end of the movie. Besides that, I was like, this is the first kind of transitioning into the second act of the movie. None of this family are going to die.
Yeah.
But I knew from the beginning that any other character was like bars, like none. There wasn't enough time on screen in the first act, which isn't really a spoiler because we're not really getting into the big stuff. But any other characters beside the family, I was like, there are targets on their back. Like, they're going to be the cannon fodder or the knife fodder.
So we were talking about performances just now. Can I also say, kid actors are normally terrible. These were pretty good. These were pretty good. The girl in particular I thought was really good. The boy was okay. The girl was really good.
Yeah, the boy was good. He was mostly just physical acting because he barely spoke.
Yeah, good choice to put him under a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's insulting, but no, he's good. He's good. I'm not racist. Anyway,
Why you keep justifying it, dude?
Because I didn't see.
You're not racist. You went to go see a Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah. Anyway, so what was I gonna say? So I didn't see Get Out, so I don't know how well it's directed, like just visuals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this movie was.
Wait,
like,
you didn't go see Get Out?
No.
Racist again.
Yeah, that's the first time I said racist was. Okay, so is that movie really well directed like this?
It is very well directed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, then I need to see it.
Personally,
Because
I think the cinematography and the music choice in this movie are better than
I love the music, and I'm not talking about like the actual songs. Like most of the time, the songs really took me out of it. And I didn't.
Film scholars will like this movie better than Get Out.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel like for social commentary, Get Out will be remembered.
Oh yeah.
But
That's
in
what I
terms
said.
of like cinematography, music composition, and for general directing, this film will be more remembered. And also it has, I don't know why, like the twist in this one for some reason in media has been like far more like recognized as like a aha moment as opposed to Get Out, which it's already been 2 years. Can I say the one spoiler?
Yeah.
White people be crazy. That's it.
What?
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm done. Okay, you're done. I didn't hear anything.
Nah. Yeah, it wasn't that big. I just said I can't say it. But basically, there was another twist, which I've noticed might be a reoccurring thing with Jordan Peele, where he adds a last minute twist.
He's like a
in there.
new M. Night Shyamalan, but good.
Yeah.
Like better. A lot
Yeah,
better.
like a early age M Night a little bit.
Yeah, but like even like cause I like Split is one of his more recent movies.
Yeah.
This reminded me a lot of that with like because the music in Split was really good, the cinematography was really good, and just the way it was edited, a lot of like slow push-ins and stuff. This reminded me a lot of that.
This is this guy who made the OST or the official soundtrack.
Yeah.
This is only his second.
Yeah, he did. Didn't he? It wasn't Get Out.
He
his
did
first?
Get Out was his
Yeah.
first, and then the second was Us.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about like instruments, but like the
Video
strings in
keyboards.
it was like.
I'm just thinking it's very ironic that the white people are doing all the talking in this movie. About this movie, but
Chime in. What'd you think? Okay, music was good. So what do you
Music
think?
was really good.
What do you think?
What I think of the movie?
Sucked, right?
Well, yes. No.
What?
Well, I mean, Brandon said, like, when I first saw this movie, I sent him and Tyler a message, and I said, alright, this movie, by far, is cinematography, musically, just film-wise, very superior to Get Out, but I feel like Get Out is going to be most people's go-to choice just because of the social commentary. That was literally the first thing I thought, but I really like this movie as a horror movie and as a Jordan Peele movie just because I'm just surprised that a comedy actor can do so well in other things.
Oh no, I'm actually not surprised at all. Like I can't think of any examples, but like comedians, they just have like a side to them. They just know how to do stuff well. I don't know.
I don't know. The only
question.
comedians I know do like really crappy movies.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well yeah.
Us has more rewatchability
I agree
than
with
Get
that.
Out. Because once you know the twist in Get Out, you might pick up on some like foreshadowing as you rewatch it the second time. But this one,
The white people are actually black the whole time.
just take off their
Yeah.
white face and they're all black.
They take out the main dudes, and he was actually white though. He's Asian.
He's
He was
Asian.
Asian the whole time.
He can't be white because white people are shit.
Oh god.
But like he's Asian. How did we get into this?
The
This
worst.
film isn't even centered around race. But there's not much we can go into without spoiling.
I would like to say, before we go into spoilers, I just want to say, even though I haven't seen Get Out, y'all are talking about how film scholars, you said, would like this movie more. I haven't seen Get Out, but I don't know. This movie, I really liked it, but I feel like there is a lot of room for improvement because it did feel uneven. Did anybody else feel that? Where
You're talking about in terms of
I
tone?
thought, yeah, I thought the first third was fantastic. It was tense and it was just building up. But then, and I mentioned earlier, the music took me out of it. Just the whole kind of second act, we were like, okay, now we got to take care of ourselves. We got to run away from. We got to, and just some of the scenarios, spoilers, where like certain things happen to certain characters. I'm like, this feels kind of cheesy. It feels like a cheesier kind of slasher movie, and there's a little bit of comedy that doesn't work. The music playing throughout this whole thing didn't really work for me.
It sounds like you like the horror comedy aspects, but I didn't really notice him starting to apply horror comedy until the second act onward. You were talking about the first third when it was like constantly building, but it was only really, unless a lot of the jokes didn't land in the first act, which I personally, there are some jokes in this film that some people in the theater laughed at that I didn't laugh at.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was mostly tension building. It's like we never knew like where the doppelganger went at a certain point in the movie early on. We were like, she's got some irrational fear, and they're heading towards the destination.
Yeah, that's all this stuff is my favorite
And then
part.
it just kind of like, after the first initial, like, it's in the trailer when they first meet each other, the doppelgangers, it just immediately, the tension just...
I mean, it's still there.
It's still there, but
it's there the whole time they're like, you know,
talking
to each other, but then when like a confrontation starts, it kind of, it never lost me. It's fine. Is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
It never lost me. The movie never lost me. It was just it went down in quality for me because I love the build up and the tension so much, and then it just kind of turned into kind of like jokes, like, hey, do I get to drive the car? And hey, I've killed this many. You've only killed this many. Like, they should be a little bit more traumatized than they are. It's kind of like, oh well, we're killing people now.
Okay.
It didn't work for me.
You know what? That's fair. What would you rate it?
Are we doing ratings? Do you guys want to say anything? Taylor, would you like
I
to
just
say anything about this movie?
That's what I was gonna
Would you like to say anything about
Maybe
this
I
movie?
haven't got a chance to talk about this at all.
Thanks. I have a mic now.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Oh,
I'm doing fine.
My sensual voice.
So, the music.
So I
in
would
this
give.
movie-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Taking the voice away from the black man, I see. Racist.
Just start talking.
It's hard working with you racist ass white people.
Tavion, just start talking.
Lawrence has quit. I wonder if he'll ever be back. Anyway, it's impressive what they did with the music because it's pretty much like Brandon was saying, pretty much the same song throughout, but they changed it up, having different variants of it. That's very impressive to me. I don't think I've seen any movie that's actually done that. That's stuck to like the singular song that's used several different variants. Along with cinematography, I thought that was really good, and the shot length is longer than most movies nowadays. Most movies
really long
now.
takes. I like that.
Yeah, and it doesn't take anything away from it because now people try to do quick takes. It's like build suspense, just have a shock value to it. This movie doesn't do that. It actually lets it drag out. I like that a lot more.
Yeah, it's great. It's so good. I love the way you directed this movie. I can't I don't think I put enough emphasis on that. It's fantastic.
I like, because of the long shot length, they like to be more experimental with their cinematography in terms of what happens in the frame.
Yeah.
Like the very long, like kind of like when our main character's face, which is in the trailer, where her face gets smashed against the glass and it slowly cracks, and you see like the other doppelganger's
the
face
face
slowly
coming
coming into the
awesome.
frame. That was cool.
That was awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah.
But besides that, Ben, what would you give it?
7.
7 out of 10?
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking 8, but I think the middle lost. It didn't lose me. It was just, and then the ending in particular, like, okay, the first third is like 8 to 9 out of 10. The second third, 6 to 7, and the last third is about 7. So I think overall I give it a 7.
Okay.
I give it about 7 to 8 out of 10 as well. Only because some of the reasons it didn't take me away as much as it probably took Ben away. At like a certain point in the middle. But I still think they got past that part well enough to where it kept me involved. And originally I actually went to this movie kind of sleepy. It actually woke me up. So, yeah, it's a good movie.
So, I would give this first viewing. I'd give it a 7 out of 10, because when you're not looking with all the twists in mind, it is very kind of dragging you along. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to be paying attention to? It's kind of a basic horror film with some neat shots, and I'm like, okay. But rewatching it with the twist in mind, everything is just, it isn't like, whoa,
But it's like-
I caught this thing, but it makes you. It actually is
Yeah.
different for me. It makes you view the movie as a completely different story. In my opinion, I really do think it makes it a completely different story.
Yeah, I'm not just saying this to say this. I'm interested in seeing it again.
Yeah, it is
Even before
very
you said
different.
that, there's stuff. I just want to watch it again, and I want to look at these people differently.
Yeah, it makes it an 8 to me. It makes it an 8.
Okay.
Maybe an 8.5? I'll have to read. Okay, maybe an 8, but I don't know. It's somewhere in that ballpark. But besides that, Lawrence, what would you give it?
Whoa, when did you get back?
Oh, so you didn't notice me because I was black? Okay.
There goes Ben.
Racist.
Go ahead and tell him. No, just go ahead and go ahead and say it.
I probably would give it a 7.5 or an 8. I really like this movie. The biggest problem I had was there was something they never really explained was the connection between the people, and they kind of talked about it, but there were moments where, you can tell what one person does, the other person does what one person.
But why?
But they don't.
But why?
Why is one, and two.
Why do they have the same
They
clothes?
don't always do that.
What do you mean don't always do
Yeah,
what, sorry?
They don't okay.
They
so
can't.
when they flashed back and they were showing her as a little girl with her shadow self, everything that everyone up above was doing, everyone down was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But how come in the present day nobody ever had to do what their opposite was doing except for the little boys? Anytime the little boy would do something, his opposite would start doing the same thing. But that was the only time any of them had to do anything the same way.
Now you see, that's why I like this movie, because it makes no sense. But I feel like there's a meaning behind that. I don't know what it is.
But you're
it's
like, I don't know what Jordan Peele meant here, but I sure as hell like it.
Yeah, but that's something that's so obvious. It's so obvious that they can't, like, they're in the hallway, they can't do the same thing these people are doing all the time. That's impossible.
I can say as someone who went to see it twice, I did not pay attention to the intricacies of how the system worked in the Continental Railroads, whatever, because you saw at the beginning they had like the text on there. It's like there's hundreds of like unused roads, and they wanted you to think, oh, there's something up with that. And they had this system. It's like the government used us, and
why are they clones of people that already exist? And how did the two exact people that got married up here and have kids get married down there? And
I guess because like the way they haphazardly explained it in like a few lines was like that they had a copy, so if they wanted to replace the real version, they wanted to make sure they were like versions that they could control. The second time watching it, it's mostly about our main character, which brings out how beautiful the acting was, because you start to notice little like tinges in her acting of like showing how she was like the underground version.
I noticed I didn't see the twist coming at all, and yet when I was watching I was like, she's behaving a little bit like the doppelganger.
Yeah.
I noticed it.
Didn't see that.
Yeah, second time watching it, it's like beautiful because you're like the whole. I'd say the first time you watch it during the scene when they first meet their doppelgangers, you're supposed to be Winston Duke's character when he's just like, "You can have my wallet. I don't understand a damn thing you said." But then when you watch it the second time, it's just like, oh, because she was mentioning like it's like this girl found a prince. And I had to stay here and had to, like, because I guess they had to have sex with the person that the real life version had sex with, which is weird. Which we won't talk about the fact that they wouldn't have the same child even if they had sex, like, the same. We're not going to talk about that because there's no way the scientists were going to, like, they need to look exactly like this girl and boy that they conceived. We're not going to talk about it. It's abstract. Whatever.
Well, what doesn't make sense, though, is if they started all this in this one town, why does everybody have...
No, it's supposed to be through miles and miles across America. It's something that's supposed to be an underground thing throughout all of America. Which is why they were talking about, like, there are thousands and thousands of unused roads throughout America.
Plot hole, though, when did they stop? And if they did stop, why do people still have clones?
Because they just left them, apparently, which is dumb.
It doesn't make sense, though.
It doesn't make sense why they left them.
Genetically speaking, two clones, you got these two people that have sex on one side, they have sex on the other side. There's no possible way that they can have the exact same child.
No, we already brought that up. That's like something that's like doesn't make any sense. But we're gonna ignore that.
We're not ignoring that. We're acknowledging that
Doesn't make
Jordan
sense.
Peele did it on purpose and it means something.
I don't think why.
What does it mean?
Anything?
What does it
I don't think
mean?
it means anything.
It means
That's one of my things.
Shadow tethered to the light.
Oh, no.
I call it
Oh,
the
God.
untethering. She's gonna get an Oscar for talking like this.
Why did she have to do what the doppelganger had to do, though? If she was the real one, why did the doppelganger control her instead of vice versa?
See, in normal inner circles, this would be critiques, but now we're just asking what it means.
No, that's the whole thing. I feel like if this was any other director, nobody would care what it means. They'd be asking questions like as critiques. And that's the thing. Don't just make this man mean shit because he did one good movie. Who the hell cares about Get Out? I get it. Social commentary.
Whoa, how could you betray your people like that?
Does not mean everything he does has meaning. Some things are just not planned out. Not everything has a meaning. And not everything should have meaning.
It just sounds like you haven't watched it 5 times like others have. No, I'm just saying that's what some people would probably do to discount That's what people would probably do to discount Lawrence's opinion.
Out of my house. All of you.
I'm sorry, this is my house.
This is my house.
I
now.
have you in here.
I just pay rent. I don't- But I do, these are all valid critiques. I feel like the most critiques I get out of this movie, though, is when I try to question the underground systems. Like, and like how and why they just abandoned them, and why is like they just left them in there. They're just like, we shouldn't kill these people, even though they could be a threat.
And who's they? Who's they? Who made these people?
Yeah, or they didn't even. I don't even think they said government. I just.
It's always the government.
It's always the fucking
also, they
government.
kind of like hinted.
Overall, the underground stuff is in terms of how they haphazardly explain it. I feel like that's like Jordan Peele's way of going like, hey, okay, this is how I haphazardly explained it. Pay attention to the main character. Especially on second viewing, you're supposed to be just staring at those two characters the whole time. It's like, oh, I get why this character did this, or why this character did this. We already said our ratings. At this point, I guess we can end it out with, would you recommend it? Recommend people go see it? And if yes, how many times do you recommend them go see
I
it?
recommend if you're black, yes. If you're white, yes. If you're any race, yes.
Wow, way to try to be a stupid white liberal. Wow, we get it. You're not racist. Jesus.
All I said is anybody can see it. That's all I said.
I bet you tell all your black friends you vote for, like, Democratic.
I didn't.
Just to get to the...
I didn't vote in general. I couldn't.
He was too young.
He's too young. Well, that's okay.
My general thought, yes, I would say anyone should go see it, but like I said before, just because it's Jordan Peele, just because he made one movie with a bunch of social commentary, do not expect everything in this movie to have meaning. Some things are just meant to be entertaining, and that is fine. That doesn't make him less of a filmmaker. That doesn't make his work any less good. It's still a good movie. It's still worth watching. It doesn't need to mean something for it to be good. That's all I have to say.
Let's see, yes, go see it. Everyone should. Well, I don't say everyone, but I said people should go see this movie.
For the people that shouldn't.
There's people.
Okay.
You like movies?
If you don't like horror, don't see it.
Yeah, you don't like horror, don't see it.
That's
What is? Are you gonna say something else?
satisfies my question.
You satisfied that. I don't care.
This is enough. Okay. Okay, go see it at least once in theaters. And if you like what you see enough to try to get some of the cool foreshadowing and character moments out of it, go see it twice. And after that, maybe don't get to go see it in theaters, but if you like it that much after second viewing, I would say this is a good Blu-ray purchase. I am going to purchase this on Blu-ray. Okay. Bye-bye, guys.